Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy 2022. What's up, FONZI?
You muted me.
Yeah, on
You
purpose.
muted me.
Oh, welcome. Okay.
Oh, it feels good to be behind the mic. Let's go.
Feels good to be behind the mic. Okay, I don't have the intro up on my computer, so I'm gonna wing it. So, you ready?
Are you gonna wing it?
Yes, I think I can do this.
All right. It's not that difficult. We shorten it a lot.
Yeah.
So
All right, here we go. Let's get ready. Let's do this. First episode of 2022 is gonna be Fast and Furious.
there's gonna be Fast and Furious. That's right.
All right.
And 3, 2, 1.
We've got
Hey, I'm Luis.
And I'm Luis.
And you're listening to the Content is Profit podcast,
Where we talk about entrepreneurship, mindset, and of course, how to turn your content into profit.
Yes. Go to contentsprofit.com and join the community. That's right.
That is right. As you can tell, we have a little bit of a new setup. My brother here, he changed it all up. We got the dog on the back knocking the light.
That is the one difference. We have the dog in the back.
We also have a new sexy light over here.
I know.
Ooh.
You should see the other side. It's like our gaming setup on
I
that
know.
side.
We're gonna start streaming some games. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. But today we're coming Fast and Furious to the Content is Profit show. Just to start the year strong.
That's right.
We gotta show up.
I know.
But also give some updates of what's coming up in the BIZBROS world.
I know. Well, first of all, I want to say Happy New Year, man. I think like for people listening, and this is like probably like week 3 into the year, but as we're recording it now is January 3rd,
The
first Monday of 2022. We celebrate the 3rd calendar year, like with the show. This like that we did 2020, 2021. This is the beginning of the 3rd year, FONZI, of the
Wow.
show. Insane.
That's pretty incredible.
Incredible. Wow, new word, guys. New
That's
word.
pretty
Incredible. And
Yeah.
so I want to congratulate you, man, for the consistency. We were a little rough at the end of last year, and we might debrief that in the future, but we're happy.
All right, so what's next for BIZBROS? I don't know. I'm going to throw this. I haven't
Throw
actually
it.
talked
I know,
about it
we
with
haven't
you.
talked about this. This is going to be
But-
completely live.
But I think this would be a great idea for the show, which is make some episodes a little bit more raw. So kind of like the discussions that we have behind the scenes.
Oh, boy. Are you
Just
ready to cry?
Talk about it.
Talk
Talk about it on the show. So like challenges, for example, right?
Yes.
Like we have been going through some challenges with the agency, right? Like offer, clients, like a bunch of things.
Yes.
Guess what? Let's discuss this live on the podcast.
I love it.
How did I get that idea? Because I was listening to these guys that are doing that, and I was like, man, like that is such a good resource. Because as we're talking like this, they're coming up with solutions, and they're helping me, right? That we're in similar situations. I was like, man, like
Yes.
we could be helping so much people by making some of those conversations, more open for everybody.
Okay. I like it. Do you have a way on what conversation are we going to tackle? Does it matter? Or is it like legit, like
Well,
let's
so-
go free flow?
So it's gonna
and
be
what's up?
free flowing, but it's gonna be kind of like my first million style, where we come up with a few topics, right? I'm like, hey, I want to talk about transitioning from high volume agency, for example, to more of a specific quality, right? Like, is there a diminishing point of return,
Ooh.
point of returns, right? Is this how it's called?
Yeah, we talked
For content, for
Yeah, we
example.
talked about that last week.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can do this like the high quality, a little bit less volume, but more volume, a little bit less quality as far as like highly produced. Same accounts and see what happens.
It could be, right? I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that we could discuss, right? That's part of what we talked about the other day. We've seen it online. Some of the content that's been getting the most traffic, at least in our bubble, that we're following and looking at, right, is this highly animated content in a sense, right? So,
I don't know.
oh, you don't know?
No,
All right,
I don't know.
show me the content that is not like that has been grabbing lots of traction. That is like 1-minute clips, like social media, not like Mr. B stuff.
Yeah,
Because obviously we love Mr. B
I
stuff.
think what you call highly produced is very different than what I call highly produced.
I mean, I'm not calling highly produced like Netflix. By highly produced, I mean, like you're putting more care into the product.
you
into
saying
the
we're not
edit.
putting care into our product?
We put lots of care into our product, right? But we can always put more care into our product.
Always. And by the way, like for behind the scenes conversation, this is a heck of a good one. Like we had a meeting, a couple weeks ago with some of our team members, right? Which with this exact same thing, right? And quality on content, I guess, or what we've been dealing with some of the clients, or not some of the clients. I think this is internally because we haven't really received much bad feedback on that end. Like everybody seems to be pretty happy with the product that they're getting, right? And excited. But it's like internally we're like, hey, how can we push this bar higher? How can we get it better, right? And
how can we help them win?
Exactly. And internally we're like, okay, well, that is under my point of view, right? That's very subjective to the client, right? Because maybe like we're delivering A, right? And for them, A is incredible, right? But because we're so exposed to a lot of content, right? There's always something that can be better. And I think that's part of the journey, right? On content creation, on content production, right? Because at the end of the day, like if you control your process, which is what we encourage everybody to do, you can see those things, but you have to start at a certain level, and then you can be like, oh, can we put this in place? Like what you're saying about the animated clips and and that route, which there might be some stuff coming.
You know, like this is how I see it too. When we started, we always said quality of the message over quality of the production, and I totally believe that. I still do believe that, but now we're bringing the production to the table. Like we are the muscle, right? When a client comes in, we're like, we are the muscle. We're gonna help you out. Now, this is where my personal dilemma comes, right? My moral compass. This is what it's telling me. It's like, okay, if a client likes it, but is maybe not, I mean, and I'm not saying it's not giving them the best result possible. Maybe they just want to have content just to have content. Maybe they're not looking for any specific results. But in our mind, we are like, man, like we can create something that can give you better traction, right? Or maybe you are distributing in the wrong channels. We can create something for better channels for you, you know, that are gonna get you more eyeballs, more traffic to whatever. Like, even though he's 100% happy, are we delivering, you know, up to what we can actually deliver? That is like my dilemma right there. Like, I understand, obviously, like, yeah, we gotta make him happy, and is there happy and there's no feedback? Awesome. But if we can still improve it, right? If we can still deliver something even better.
I think it's way more, it goes beyond that, because we literally just jump off a call, somebody that's coming in the next couple of weeks, right? And one of the questions that we ask is like, hey, what is the objective of this content, right? And we're like, okay, this person does quarterly challenges. So in that, whenever we're promoting the challenge, that's going to be the main point. But the end of it is like, this person speaks publicly, and literally the objective is brand awareness, to make sure that the feeds are consistently, you know, with new content every single day, right? So maybe for that person, those metrics, that attention is very different, because they're using content as a leverage tool for their speaking gigs, that maybe those metrics don't matter a lot. So I think like there's going to be a few scenarios. Like, for example, I think it also depends on the type of audience that they have been able to develop, right? For example, for a podcast like My First Million, right? They're highly they lean towards the creator side and those metrics a lot more than the business side, right?
B2B side, of course.
Exactly. So I think there's a happy medium there, but then there's also room to improve 100% of everything that we can create. 100%. And I think that has to be a step in the process of every single person that's creating content. It's like, okay, we create a base of consistency. Perfect. With the content is going out consistently every single day. Now that's the baseline. How can we get it better? How can we continue with consistency, but continue to improve and continue to innovate?
Like, I agree with that. I mean, I think the fact that we always ask, like, obviously, what is the objective of the content is key, because it helps us create for that. I think the content has to have some, you know, like, so far it has had very specific points, right, on what we create. But I think we need to add, personally, I would like to add one more that I think it would take it to a whole different level. But then we got to figure out process aside, which I still think is going to be a good thing, right? Because we got awesome talent. And I think is a question on how do we make each clip unique, right? And I think that's where we got to balance kind of like volume and quality a little bit. Like, again, just like figuring out that point of diminishing returns, right? And it's the same with quality, right? It's like, onto what point a clip actually, you know, is going to give you a good return. And, you know, return can be, people can measure it in different ways, right? Like financially or views, whatever it is. In this, there's plenty of data to track these things. But I'm curious, right? Because yes, we've seen some pretty dope an epic animated content, but we started realizing like, oh, these people actually stop posting those stuff. Maybe the cost is too much and there's not the returns are not worth it, right? Whether that is on views or whatever it is, like what is the point of diminishing returns? But I think there is a big jump from, I'm just gonna call it regular social media content to like start innovating a little bit with like each individual clip. I think there's a good jump on like what can be achieved there, and then it gets to a point where it's like, oh, diminishing returns. And I think it's the same with volume. Honestly, I still believe you gotta post as much as you can.
Yeah.
I believe that 100%.
I keep
but
going
I
back
think it gets to a point to
I keep-
diminishing returns.
I don't think so. I think it goes back to Holly, right? Like, and if you're giving our content as an example, right? We haven't been the best at publishing, right? Since we lost, Giorgio to his radio show.
We miss you, Giorgio.
Which, by the way, incredible. Like, he got a radio show deal, out of working with the BIZBROS. Damn, bro. That's incredible in a different country. But anyways, like, that was the person that was handling a lot of like the post production for the micro assets, like the distribution side of things, right?
Yeah.
So we haven't really had any hard data to kind of prove that, right? Because like,
I mean, the data that we had was from the period that we were publishing, and it was all positive.
exactly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, it's still positive, but we have to still go. Maybe we'll do a full debrief on that in the future. But
Yeah.
what I've been able to see is like is obviously less because we've published less micro
course.
assets, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, what is that? But I keep going back to the story of Holly, right? And she's like, we have this page, and the more we publish, the more data we gather, the more it continues to move forward, right?
I agree, but I mean, she did publish it was inside of her group that she was doing all that publishing.
It was her Facebook page. You can go back to the episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
I think we need to wrap up because I need to go get Luca. But I like this.
Quick,
I like this.
Yeah, this is really cool. All right, quick. What's in for content in 2022? 2-3 sentence
In general or us?
prediction. No, for the world. What do you think is
for
going to
the
go?
world?
Yeah.
It's gonna go 100% video, right? Like, these platforms like Clubhouse and blah blah blah, like whatever. They're going down.
They're going to add video, I'm sure.
They're gonna add video, like live video interaction. Call it
Probably.
Zoom. Streamer.
I don't know.
Riverside.
Bold prediction.
Bold prediction. I think short form is absolutely necessary. Like, your company has to have either an in-house team that handles that, because that has to become the standard for every single one. So get cooking.
Get cooking. This is what I think. I think besides live shows like this, of course, and YouTube, I think long form content is going to be very difficult to like succeed with.
Mhm.
There's going to be a huge demand for short form content, right? 1 minute less, Reels, TikTok, whatever, those type of content. And then behind paywall, that's where long form content is going to succeed, right? So memberships, courses,
Yeah.
that's where like you want that long form content, newsletters, right? Or even people after they sign up and they opt in into something, they want to watch a webinar or whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see, honestly, like 3 5-minute videos on Facebook or LinkedIn being that successful. For what I've seen lately, honestly, I've been digging a lot into LinkedIn lately. There's a lot of good reading content. Like, reading content is like king in there.
Could be.
And I mean, maybe they come out with their own 1 minute short, like, Reels type of platform on LinkedIn. That'll be interesting.
I mean, you have YouTube Shorts, right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's doing it. So
Yeah.
they started doing stories. So who knows?
Keep an eye on Snap, guys. Snap is the top consumed platform.
Well,
In
that's
front
for
of
like
TikTok.
Gen Z.
Yeah, but still in front of TikTok, which is insane, right? We're not there. We have to be there.
Yeah, but that's for Gen Zers.
But still, top, like overall it goes Snap, TikTok, and then Instagram.
I know, but again, you do gotta go where your customers are, especially
Sure.
if we're talking on a B2B.
Yeah. Where are you gonna be indoctrinated? You're not, to your people.
My 2-year people. It's not gonna be in Snapchat. They're probably hanging out on LinkedIn. Either way, I like this. This was awesome. Let us know your predictions for content in 2022.
Should we publish our podcast on Pornhub?
Yeah, but we gotta put a warning for this. We gotta make a warning for this.
No,
So,
there's a reason I said that.
yeah,
There's a case study.
You gotta explain it because
Yeah.
if not, people's gonna be like,
What?
"What are these dudes?"
But we're dressed, by the way, if you're listening. No, there was a mathematician guy, right? Like
Yeah,
he would teach
from
math
China.
from China,
Either China or the Philippines.
Yes.
I'm not sure, 100% sure.
and he started going viral, getting massive amount of views.
He's a college math teacher.
Professor, yeah. So he's like, okay, where do my college student go to hang out on the internet? And he kind of figured out that the students were going to Pornhub. So he decided to upload his math classes into Pornhub.
Yeah.
And he was like fully dressed. It was just a legit math
He
class.
was giving a math class. Yeah.
But he would upload on Pornhub like he was on YouTube. And apparently he got massive success. People were discovering him, and then they were booking a bunch of classes with him, and he got a good deal out of uploading his content up there. So
he makes.
this is the
I
perfect
think he
example.
makes seven figures.
7 figures.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example. It's like, go where your customer is. So lesson there, learn where your customer is.
That is right. I love it.
All right.
That was a good story to finish this off. Guys, make sure if you got any predictions for content in 2022, what do you think is going to be super hot that people are going to be, flocking to and consuming? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about Content is Profit, content momentum, just talk to us. Go to @BIZBROSCO on Facebook, on Instagram. Send us a DM, or you can go to contentsprofit.com and put your email right there, and we'll send you the minimal viable content.
Oh, baby, let's go. With that said, thank you so much for tuning into the Content is Profit podcast. Go ahead and follow the show on your favorite platform and on social media @BIZBROSCO.
That is right. And if today's episode helped you move one step closer towards your goal, whoa! Please don't forget to share this episode with 3 friends and leave a 5-star review. See ya.
Bye, guys. Dale, me toque.
Creo que deberíamos hacer más episodios así, marico. O sea, MFM está como que bring your topics. Deberíamos tener un... Ah, chévere. Sí, yo le escribí. ¿A qué grupo?
No sé si fue un collab con algo.
¿Para?
Fue un audio. I'm FONZI.
Brian Boger. Marico, yo le mandé
Un Happy New Year, ¿no?
un Happy New Year con content de él y con David Messler.
Yo voy a decir correcto. Bueno, marico, de David Messer que uno.
Sí, no lo quieres escuchar, repito.
Gentlemen, how are you? I'm really reaching out just to say thank you. You two go above and beyond time and time again. And I'm just deeply grateful for who you are and this world. Your guys' hustle and work ethic is second to none. Your attention to detail and your focus on